Hi folks, Kenny from ScotPhil here, and thanks once again for tuning in. On today's video I'm going to bring you up to date with a summary of the last year while I sit here waiting to go to the Philippines. Travel, vaccines, nights out and QR codes. Please click the like button and let's jump in. I just realised the other day, on the 4th to be exact, that it was already a year since I did a video called Autumn Begins in Scotland. It was for the start of the meteorological beginning of autumn. And once again, here we are. If you want to see it again, it's video number 026 and I'll put a link in the description for you. Also, this week denotes the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 disaster in the States, when amongst other things the World Trade Center towers were brought down by terrorist activities widely thought to be Al-Qaeda. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was picking up a car I had bought the previous week, which needed an MOT, and I had to go back and collect it on this very same day. It was all unfolding on the TV in the garage, and once I got the keys, I immediately headed home and watched the rest in disbelief at what I was seeing. I'm sure, like me, many of you still remember exactly where you were on such a devastating occasion. So anyway, the last year, what's happened? Another birthday went past, and the flu vaccine was offered to over 50s for the first time, previously over 65s, and I got mine in October. Another Christmas and New Year also rolled around, but we went into lockdown on Boxing Day, which lasted through to the first lifting of any restrictions in March. The COVID vaccine rollout here in Scotland began in December 2020 and gained pace over the next couple of months. I received my first jab mid-March, with the second jab on the last day of May. Now we are waiting to see what is going to happen with the booster jab, although I think that'll be for the over 70s and vulnerable people, and the next flu jab will soon be due again. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know I was working on my mother's car, getting the bodywork dressed up a bit and fixing a couple of things that were needing done, with a bit of help from my friend Richard and thanks to Lee for the valeting. I managed a few walkabout videos locally and went for a number of trips to Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Glasgow by bus with friends. We're still planning a couple more a bit closer to home. I've also tried my hand at doing some short videos. These are all under 60 seconds. Some, I guess, with a bit more value and a bit more success than others. But please go and have a look for yourselves. Over in the Philippines, they have been a bit slower with the rollout of vaccines, and there has been a ban on tourist access to the country throughout the last year and a half. Foreign nationals with special reasons can get in now, but isolation in approved hotels is still required. The SRRV applications are available once again to over 50s, but new applications can only be made over there. The Department of Tourism is asking for more in the way of access and limited isolation for fully vaccinated tourists. But they don't have much clout, and it's down to the President and the IATF to make the decisions. For a bit of insight, before the pandemic, tourism brought in about 2.5 trillion Philippine peso. That's about £36 billion sterling, around 13% of their gross domestic product. They are hurting real bad at the moment, and the sooner they can open up to tourists, the better it will be for their economy. And for me too, of course. The latest word is it may be around the 70 to 80% of vaccine coverage will see a further relaxing. Currently figures vary between 50% in Manila and 19% countrywide, and there is more vaccines on the way this month and next, which will hopefully help speed things up. Back over here, we had our first group night out last week since January 2020, something we used to do a few times a year, and although I've seen most of these guys 2 or 3 times individually, It's the first time since then that 9 of us went out en masse. The Ship Inn and the Anchor Bar in Broughty Ferry were our 2 stopping points. Well, that's it for this update. The link to last year's autumn video is down below, and while you're there, don't forget the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. In the meantime, stay well, stay safe, see you soon, hopefully.